What's up, everyone? Ryamo here with another anime review. This is going to be on Rewrite's fifth episode or episode 18 if you're following it that way. But yeah, this episode details how Kotarou joined Guardian and his subsequent training. I think I used that word right, did I? Well, never mind that. But it basically undergo explains and shows his past with Guardian, his training, and all the characters that and all the people that he meets. So, we meet Toka. Remember the teacher from the first season. If you're an anime only, we get we meet Inomiya, who we see in the first season as well, who's also part of Guardian, who also tries. In the first season, he tries to monitor Kotaro, and he gets completely and comedically destroyed. I might add. And we get to see some new characters. We also get to see that guy whose name is Sukuno, who goes under the name Sukuno. Remember when they were fishing around for the Tsuchinuko, or that snake, the rumored, fabled snake? So it was very interesting to see how she was part of a Guardian, and she's apparently not now. You know, I played the Terra arc, so basically what I'm going to try to do is explain what happened in this episode. So this episode was just basically a telling of Kotaro's, as I said before, his entire past with Guardian. So it shows him training, it shows him, how he left. And the thing I have to point out is that in this episode, we got the choices that you were able to probably being able to make, you could probably make inside of a in the visual novel when we get the option to warn. We got a little cutscene, a little brief scene where there were like choices floating about when Kotori's parents, who were going on that trip, where they inevitably get killed, and that's when she gets her druid powers. And Kotaro chose the option to try and stop them, and he doesn't really know why. So this could be part of the theory that during the Moon arc where he tries to change things, but that doesn't really happen since he has no idea why he's trying to stop them. So, with him saying, "Do you really want to go today?" And then they'll like ask you why. He's like, "No, I don't understand." He becomes friends with Kotori as soon as he's running away to join Guardian, because his parents wouldn't stand for him not leaving Martel, who's actually Gaia. And we get to see, there are other recruits there besides him, and that he's going to live a hard life now. And in this entirety of this episode, I think anime only will have to say that, or probably disappointed or angry, or I don't know. I could probably see this happening, of Kotaro not rewriting himself this entire episode when he questions his ability of whether he should rewrite himself or not to become first place, as he gets pretty popular because he was chosen by Isaka to join. Then he was like the lowest of the lowest, and like nobody likes to talk to him. He's looked down by everyone, probably even Mikuni, who's the top number one, the blonde guy. He goes on to ask him why did he join, how does he know Isaka, and Kotaro basically gives him like the best smart ass comment. It's just like keep your thoughts to yourself. You're not the type of guy who's good at coercing information. Getting information out of people. You just stick to doing what you do normally. And so it was really great seeing Kotaro's comebacks, and we get to see him try even harder when Isaka comes and says, how's your training going? And says he decides to train him for a little bit personally, and Kotaro gets his ass whooped. And then they have one final rematch, and we get the choices again with the Flames. Now the Flames is going to be an important part if you already watched. If you've seen the Moon route, the Moon arc, 4 episodes back. You will understand what this beacon is and how the theory is currently affecting Kotaro and guiding him onto the path that will hopefully, save humanity. Because the theory was complete, with his "I want to see you again" quote that creates the new theory. Not a lot of people are confused about that, but in due process, I guarantee you and promise you that will be explained as well. Yeah, and we get some training segments. We get to see Kotaro try and improve himself after this, and he still loses. He's still last place. He's with the last place group. We got Mia, Toka, the teacher, the guy who's Takuno from the first season, uh, and him. So basically, they're a 4-man squad. They go into like this final training area, and they get absolutely wrecked. Not as bad as the previous team who went in there for the final trials. And no surprise, Mikuno wins. And there's a big celebration party. Everyone is talking to someone. Toka's getting hit on by other people, and Kotaro is just standing there awkwardly by himself drinking juice. And Isaka comes and goes, "What's wrong? Why do you look so gloomy and depressing?" And basically, Kotaro hits Isaka with a bunch of depressing self comments, saying that he's improved a tiny bit, but compared to everyone else, he seems he's improved less. And the fact goes to the fact that he's probably one of the weakest superhumans at this training camp. and that the only reason he would be able to catch up is him but using rewrite, but he decides not to because he doesn't really fully understand the repercussions. Now, what really surprised me is that assuming that he could be able to jump off of friggin' trees from the previous episode, enhanced far enough for him to be able to keep up with the other superhumans, quote unquote Mikuno, the blonde guy who's able to be weights. It's just insane to see how many people far outclassed Kotarou. But once he starts using his rewrite ability and starts getting better at manipulating his ability, he's a blood type. He has the ability to manipulate his blood, which seems kind of similar to Lucia's ability, which she has poison running through her veins, so everything she touches, you know, melts away. So they're kind of similar in that aspect. And at the ending of this episode, we get to see that Kotarou is essentially saying maybe I should is going to probably join and be in the military, as we see from the beginning of the Terror arc. As Esaka says, even though you're not that amazing or great, we need people who are useful. We don't need heroes. Heroes get themselves killed most of the time. And so being a soldier is fine on its own right, and the episode just ends there. I literally could not, I got slightly irritated that the episode ended right there, because there was so much. It was obvious they were going to lead up to something, and it just ends you on that cliffhanger, on that little thing. It says wait for the next episode next week, guys. So this was a pretty decent episode of Rewrite. The animation took a dip in qualities in some aspects, but we can equally theorize that they're probably going to try and save their animation budget up for the final episodes. As I know from reading that from the novel, that they're pretty action packed, I would have to say, and it gets essentially more darker, as he also foreshadowed that him joining a soldier is going to make the shift in tone a lot more darker. I mean, joining the army isn't an easy thing, unless it's some sort of weird harem anime, harem anime comedy shonen stuff, which Rewrite is not. You won't be seeing any more new girls pop up for your waifu wars. But yeah, that's about it for my review on Rewrite's episode 5. Yeah, episode 5, episode 18, depending how you want to call it. And I'm really excited for what we're going to see next next episode. What are your thoughts on the episode as well? Leave a comment down below depending on what you think on the episode, or you just want to clarify some things, want to talk with me about some things about what happened in the episode. Also leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Tick the little bell to get notifications whenever I upload a video if you haven't already. Why would you not? Share the video as well to if someone else wants to see the video as well and hear my opinions. Also help support the channel as well. Follow me on Twitter. I usually do updates about the channel and just a bunch of meaningless things. Hey, I found for this funny meme or something. I mean, it's a great way to communicate with me on, besides out of the channel. And that's about it, I would say. So without further ado, I'm Rayamo, and I'll be ending this review right now. See you all in the next video. See ya.